it's Justin Moore from Trending Family, and here are this week's top 5 trending news that are influencing families. So Variety discussed that cord cutting may be happening even faster than previously expected. They reviewed data from eMarketer, which found that this year, cord cutting is going to climb 32.8% to 33 million adults. That's compared with a total of about 25 million cord cutters as of the end of 2017, which was up 43.6% year over year. And so one of the chief reasons for all of this cord cutting seems to be price, right? I mean, the average pay TV bill in 2017 was about $100, right? And according to a recent study from Deloitte, almost 70% of pay TV subscribers feel that they get too little value for their money. And so as a brand, one of the big decisions is your marketing mix, right? Are you going to continue to pump money into 30-second TV spots, or are you going to have to, rebalance and invest more into creative and digital ad formats, right? And so, these decisions are going to become more and more important as this trend continues. So Supermarket News had a really interesting article about the changing family dinner, especially with respect to meal kits and restaurant delivery. They had a stat in there that said that for meal kits, it takes a person purchasing a meal kit 8 times for a grocery retailer to really feel a hit, and that only 11% of people are really ordering meal kits that many times, which is surprising. But restaurant delivery, however, so that's like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Seamless, Grubhub, that's growing 100% year over year, according to Cardlytics, which is a data analysis company. And Matt Drews, who is the SVP of Restaurant Ad Partnership, said that when you start thinking about the user data with third-party delivery, it really kind of resembles an at-home dining decision rather than an away-from-home dining decision. So, is that really going to be replacing grocery, or is it going to be replacing restaurants? So, times are changing. I mean, who knows? Maybe the next, like Airbnb, maybe the next food trend is that, you're an at-home chef and you're going to invite people from all over your city to come and eat with you for a cost. I don't know what it's going to be, right? And who knows? But suffice to say, the dynamics of the family meal are going to continue to change. So Kidscreen had an article about how kids media brand Pocket.watch is launching a toy and apparel line in partnership with one of the largest YouTube kid influencers, Ryan Toys Review. It's going to be launching in early August in Walmart stores and online. There's going to be things like collectibles and slime and plush. And there's actually going to be an experiential tour held in 75 Walmart parking lots across the US where fans can kind of interact with the products, do some meet and greets. And so Pocket.watch raised about $15 million earlier this month. It was led by Viacom, and I think they're really trying to double down on this licensing strategy, right? And so, I really think this is one of the next big frontiers for a lot of larger influencers as they look to kind of further monetize their personal brand. And so I think Pocket.watch is really well positioned to capitalize on this trend. So TechCrunch talked about how Snapchat may be finally warming to influencers. They're releasing something called their Storytellers initiative, and they're just going to be basically acting as a matchmaker between creators and advertisers. So, creators can star in ads for stories and for Discover, or, and Snapchat will kind of provide creative direction to brands with their expertise. But it's pretty incredible. I mean, this idea didn't even come from the Snapchat team. Apparently, this came from one of the largest Snapchatters, Sean Duras, who kind of suggested it at a creator summit a few months back. So it'll be interesting to see if this is too little too late. I mean, just anecdotally, speaking with influencers, a lot of them stopped using Snapchat, right? Because the engagement just isn't there anymore. So it'll be interesting to see if this pays off. And Wired had a great article about a new $95 million congressional proposal to study text effects on kids. You may remember we discussed a study from the NIH a few weeks ago that found that social media use may be positive for kids. But recently, a Colorado senator introduced what they're calling CAMERA, which is Children and Media Research Advancement Act. And they want to investigate technology's impact on infants, children, and adolescents. There were versions of this bill introduced in 2005, 2006, and 2007, but they never really went anywhere. And what's changed in the last decade, right? I mean, technology is ever present now. It's ubiquitous. And so I think that's really where this traction has come from. And so I think brands and especially technology providers are going to play a role in this kind of larger conversation about public health.